Today you guys are going to draw a birch tree in the forest during fall. Now you are going to draw in pencil. You may hold your paper either direction. I'm going to hold it the tall way, but it does not matter which way you hold your paper. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to draw a ground. So lightly draw a ground in pencil. I'm using marker just so you can see. Next, starting from the top, you're going to make kind of curvy lines. Don't go all the way to the bottom. And stop about here. Next, we're going to make another tree. Make this one a little bit towards the bottom. Make it a little bit thicker because this one's close up. Then you're going to make another tree. If it's farther back, your tree is skinnier. If your tree is closer, it's going to be fatter or bigger. I'm going to draw another tree here. So if you guys see, this one's, I probably should have made that one a little bit bigger, but you get the idea. And I'm going to draw another skinny one back here. So right now I have my trees. If you have lines going through your trees right here, here, and here, you'll have to erase those lines. Now to draw birch trees, this is how we do this. It's not difficult. You're going to make lines on the side, like 3 at a time. And we're going to do that throughout the whole thing. Sometimes you're going to see one line here, one line there. So you're going to do the whole tree. And you're going to do this with your pencil. And you're going to keep mixing and matching it back and forth. And then, like I said, you can add some other ones. And you guys will finish them all. Once you finish them all, you can also add every once in a while, if you want, you could add a little swirl on the tree like this. Because every once in a while you have like a knot in the tree. So you could add a little knot if you want. But you don't have to do that many. You can just do a couple here and there. Once you have finished all the trees, we're going to add a shadow. Now watch what I do for the shadow. From the bottom of the tree, I'm going to make a diagonal and a diagonal, and then I curve it just like that. Looks kind of like a foot. On the bottom of the tree, curve the bottoms of the trees. So curve the bottoms of the tree. This one you won't see because it's cut off, and this one I'm just going to make a little longer, but curve the bottoms. You then make diagonal, diagonal, and then curve it like a little foot. Diagonal, diagonal, make a little curve. Diagonal, diagonal, make a little curve. You are then going to take your pencil and shade these in. So these are our shadows of our trees. Okay? You guys will see that on the paper. Now, let's go over a couple of steps. We are going to draw the next couple of things. And I actually didn't go over this part, but if you want, you could draw every couple, like maybe a few sticks if you want. You don't have to, but if you'd like to, you can add a few sticks also. If you add the sticks, you're going to just add a couple little lines on it. Now, when you do the shadow, you want to make sure that it's really colored in. You might even not want to use your Sharpie later to color this part. You might just want to leave it as pencil. So the parts that you are going to Sharpie are definitely the trees, the line, and if you want to, you can just shade that in with a pencil or even with a crayon or with markers. So the next part we are going to do is we are going to paint the background. If you don't have paint, you can definitely use some crayons, so I'll do both for you so you can see both. The top part, you can decide if you want it to be fall colors or spring colors. So if you're going to do fall colors, this is what you do. You take your paint, and you're not painting your trees, but you're making dashes in the sky. All dashes. Start with one color, and we just did warm and cool colors, so these would be your warm colors. And you're going to do it all the way to the top with one color. Make sure that you do not paint your trees. I know it gets very confusing. That's why I wanted you to do your trees first before you paint it. So you're going to go in and get all those spots. Now some people I know like blending the colors. So if you want to blend your colors, you do this. And then you add your colors. If you get a puddle, like I'm getting a puddle right now. Take my paper towel and press. Maybe I add some yellow to give it that nice fall color or sunset color in the background. So I can either blend them or make dashes. If you're using a crayon, you can do the same thing. You can do your dashes, or if you want, you can blend using a couple of colors. Maybe you'll use orange first, and then maybe I can use some yellows, but you're gonna blend your colors. You don't want them to look like blocks. That looks like a block right now. So what you do is you do the lightest color first. So in this case, I would do all my yellows first, and then I will take my other color and lightly go on top to blend the colors. So then it doesn't look like I just have a bunch of blocks sitting there. So you can see it's all nice and blended. So that is how you would do that. If you did green, if you wanted a green trees, same thing. You just do the same thing with the green. You can blend this way, or you can do your dashes. If you would like, there's a third option that I did not go over yet. You could do a blue skies, which you would use purples and blues. So it would just be a normal, crisp day. So you can use purples and blues. So let's go over the colors one more time. I'll write it on a piece of paper for you. So for the tops right now, so we're going to write sky. You could do a sunset or leaves. And those are orange, yellow, red, and if you want, you could add some brown. If you want a spring tree, you're going to use greens and yellow. If you just want like a daytime, like just write a sky, you're going to use blues and purples. And if you really want, you could add pink. Now we're going to talk about the ground, and I'm going to write the colors for you. So the ground. You could do your leaves on the ground. So we could do orange, yellow, brown, green. Well, yeah, you could do a couple of drops of green and some red. Be careful with the red and the green. They'll make a poopy brown when you mix them together. If you just want it to be grass, you're going to use green and yellow and maybe some brown. If you really, really want, you could also do a snow, which is little bits of blue and gray. And I'll show you how to do the snow. So let's go over how to do the leaves. So if you're going to do the leaves, it's just like we did before. You make your dashes all on the ground, just like we did before. Same thing with your crayon, or if you can, probably I would suggest maybe not a marker, but you could use a marker. It's fine. So you make all your dashes, just like little leaves. If you're going to do grass, same thing, little dashes. So it looks like little bits of grass. And then you would just add, I should have washed my brush a little better, a little browns and a little bit of yellow. Now, if you want snow, this is the part that gets a little tricky. You're going to use a blue, and all you do is very lightly, can you just see how I'm doing very light lines? Just like this, very light lines. And I'm not painting all of it, I'm just doing a few lines here and there, and then it gives it that effect of snow. And then you could add, if you didn't have blue, you could just do a little gray like that in between, and you could do a little gray in some sections, and that would be your snow. So you have a lot of options. So let's go over the directions again. 1, you are going to draw the ground first. 2, you're going to draw your trees. Remember, trees in front are big, trees in the back are small. Make sure to erase the lines in the tree. Then you're going to draw the birch lines. I would then suggest at this moment to trace all the lines in all the birch trees and then erase your pencil marks. After you've done that, you're going to do your shadows. Once you've finished your shadows, which in my case, I did a marker, I suggest doing those in pencil, your shadows. And if you want to even make them come all the way off the page, you can like this. So then they look really realistic. And then lastly, you are going to do the top part, which is your sky, leaves, and then the bottom is going to be your grass or leaves or snow. If you have any questions, don't forget you can always email me, you can always text, chat me, you can always do whatever you need to do to get in contact with me. And when you are finished, please take a picture. Go slow. Take your time. This is not a quick lesson. This will take a while. Remember, you can use watercolors, you could use markers if you want, and crayons, but stick with either one of them. So either do only paint, only watercolors, only crayon. Don't keep moving around with different things. When you are finished, take a picture, post it onto Schoology, and then I can give you a grade. And I cannot wait to see this assignment. This is one of my favorites. So it is the perfect fall going into winter assignment. And like I said, I can't wait to see them.